function of our program. And now I'm going to let Katrina talk a little bit about what they're made out of and kind of the safety behind it.
I'm Katrina. I'm a copywriter and product manager at SmartSign, and these are actually made out of our AlumaGuard material. So if you end up having to go to SmartSign or myesoteric.com, you'd see a lot of information about our AlumaGuard, and it's our longest lasting. This is just essentially a thinner version of what we use in all of the DOT official traffic signs. And then the backing here says official 3M adhesive material. So the point is, if you place this on a metal object, this is going to last you it should last you for 10 years. And so all these things have been tested. They're heat resistant, chemical resistant. You can pour whatever you want on these. Once you put this on your bike and you let it sit there for a couple hours, it's good. Okay, it's not going anywhere. Which is great, especially for people with bikes. We're taking them all over the place. And also protects against theft. So one of the good things about a lot of these AlumaGuards is that they're protected by bike guard, but they're also, they have security cuts in them, which makes, in rounded corners, which makes it harder to tear off. If you ever try to tear off a bumper sticker, you know, you always go for like the pointed edge, you peel, and so these don't have pointed edges, which makes it even harder if someone's trying to scrape it off. And like some of our other tamper-resistant guards, once you place this on, when someone tries to peel it off, it'll only come off in tiny, tiny slivers. And so we make it as hard as possible for anyone to abuse this in any way. Like Carrie said, you know, the second you scan the QR code, I don't know if any of you have the QR code already on your smartphones. If you don't, you can download a free app. You know, if you scan this right now, it will take you to our page automatically. And especially if you want to go to the link for found, if you find someone's bike, you can put some information in. And like Carrie said, it's as private or as public as you want. You could nickname your bike, put the color on it, tell a story of when you first got it, purple handlebars, whatever you want. But, you know, if you just want to have your name and, like, protected phone number, whatever you want. But it also has our 256-bit SSL encryption. I don't know if you guys know anything about that, but the same thing your bank uses. And so it's to make it as secure as possible that no one's going to steal your bike or try to break in your information, or even if they did, they'll regret it because we can track them down. And so this is, like I said, high-grade aluminum printed directly on here, and so this is embedded, and so this print's not going to go anywhere. And yeah, we're just trying to make it as durable and secure as possible. So yeah, it'll last.
Do you guys have any questions on the program?
The bikes, or could I stick it on my car?
Right. You can put it on anything, which is like probably the most amusing part of it. But yeah, you can apply it to anything basically. But we're hoping to get the bikes rolling, and yeah.
Yeah, our AlumaGuard, mostly for metal, but also for plastic. And then if you want to put on plastic, the second you put it on, it's a little movable for a little while. If it's on plastic, if it's on metal, it's on. It's staying there.
Public safety, Jack has been working with Bike New York and putting together the program too, and there are always like little glitches with it because we have to also work with the precinct 114 and that. But we have had, like Rosanna, I know from Island Cats, had her bike stolen, and I think this would have been helpful, you know, and that's the start of having the bikes tagged, and it would also can expand into making a system of parking too. Like you're not supposed to park there, you just have your information there, and you get to it, and you tell them to not park there.
Why does the big tag have that half circle?
You heard of it, Tara?
So you can wrap it around things.
Yeah. These are conformable, and so if you want to put it on, depending on where you want to put it on your bike, that allows you to place it, you know, if you want to put it elsewhere. And so this one has 3 tags. These are all, these all connect. So if you want to place 3 tags in 3 separate places on your bike, you can do that too. Or you could just hang on to one of them.
Or you can separate them for your family members. So if it's like a mom and 2 kids, you can register them all to the same person, so you don't have to make an account for your 5-year-old.
So you can register a whole family, community's bikes all under one umbrella, which makes it a lot easier to manage.
Yeah, you put them on.
Track your kid at all.
It will not come off.
Yeah.
Is 256 a high level of
Yes.
encryption?
But that's basically all the information about it, and just so you know, we'll be supplying these to Roosevelt Island for as long as you want them, so if everyone gets registered and you need more, just a quick phone call and we'll be happy to give you guys more later on.
And Bike Guard will definitely be at the event on May 17th, but then we've also talked about
Bike New York's planning to have a pop-up bike shop on the island during the summer. So every weekend we'll have our mechanic here with a free bike shop. So if people want to stop by and get repairs, tourists or residents can do so, and they can pick up a tag there. And we're going to train our mechanic in how to explain bike guard and the process. Sure.
And again, I'm going to say this for free.
Yeah, and this is for free. So.
Yeah,
Well, with the booth, are they gonna need, what facilities do they need from us for the,
They're just going to need a little area.
Pop-up.
Yeah,
do they need power or?
No, we've purchased a little cart, a little portable cart. It's going to have all of the mechanics and tools that we need for.
What does it cost? It's no, we need to coordinate, like, do we need some place with an outlet or?
No, we're not going to need a place with an outlet.
Okay.
We kind of talked about maybe moving it around over the course of the summer, or staying in one place. Maybe the area right next to the Chapel of the Good Shepherd as a good central place, or by the tram.
If you're worried about weather, underneath the helix area there is a good spot. There's a circle in there that you could
Okay.
keep them.
Oh,
It's
definitely.
raining,
And we've
so-
also, I think we might invest in a tent. We have a couple of Bike New York branded tents, and you can kind of condense them. So we might add that to the cart.
On Saturday mornings, there's usually the farmer's market. I'm sure you've seen it.
Mhm.
There's they have their tents in bad weather. And
Yeah. I'm going to be at the farmer's market this Saturday, if you want more information about it. Yeah.
I'm just getting a little concerned because I see more and more people riding bikes, which I think is a good thing.
Right.
The part that gets me nervous is the fact that we don't have bike lanes here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm getting
we barely
concerned
have
that
lanes here.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's just what
Say.
they're
We don't have
we're
car
gonna
lanes
see.
either.
I mean, that's
They're
one
gonna be
of
on the sidewalk. They're going to be on the promenade. They're going to be.
One of the main reasons that we decided to really get involved with Bike New York is because people have been riding bikes, regardless of whether they're here or not. They're riding bikes, and before, even we have, the city bikes, that people need to be educated, and we're trying to educate the population of Roosevelt Island to be safe, and to ride bikes that are in good condition, and all these things, because it's not the encouragement. I don't think anybody needs the encouragement. Everybody's riding bikes right now, especially in the warmer weather.
My point though is, do we need bike lanes? Because I don't know. I mean, with the streets aren't all that wide here, and we've got the Z-brakes, which aren't all
in
that
the past,
stable.
because my kids actually rode bikes, they don't much anymore. But the East and West Drive, they were riding. They tried to ride Main Street, they got stopped. And they couldn't ride on sidewalks because they got stopped. Well, they can't ride on the sidewalks, and so
And that's kind of my question: where are we going to let people ride?
yeah.
We're going to have a lot of them now. So I imagine we'll have some
I
more.
think that's what we have to
We need
look
to
at.
decide
Cornell,
where.
of course, is going to have a bike lane with their road, and that's something that we would discuss with the experts. It's like, how do we do this? And we sit down with side too, because this is not something that you can take just by itself. You have to take a more holistic approach to it.
We've got the promenade on the side.
Right,
too.
we have to
may not
remember-
use
we
Main
have to-
Street
yeah.
at all. We may
Yeah.
put a bike lane along
And,
there.
and we have to
That's
look
fine.
at everything with their help, with
Okay.
PSD, with the buses, and see what works, and then the gym to see what is going on with various projects. So,
This was tried once before many years ago, before some of you were born. And it only works if you stay up with it. It requires a commitment from RIOC and public safety on a long-term basis. People will be registering their bikes every 10 years. I mean, you can't just let the program slide, and neither can Bike New York. I mean, eventually your interest might go somewhere else. I would expect it. I wouldn't blame you once you got things up and going here. But it requires concentration over a period of years, and you have to be willing to make that commitment.
Will people, I think that's a good point, will people eventually be able to just go into public safety and register with them?
They can do it themselves. Yeah,
Oh, they
it's-
do it online?
Yeah, it's so
Okay.
simple to do. They can just
So now-
do it themselves. So.
Those big computers, they can do that.
But our
Public
parent
safety
com-
would need a supply of these that people could just walk in and grab. And
Yeah.
Our parent company also makes all kinds of signs if you guys end up making bike lanes. You can always call us.
Shameless
We'll bring you
plug.
all the bike lanes.
How about
Works
that?
out
Good to
great.
know.
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question?
You just did.
It's-
You're done.
Oh, will there be any bike lending or bike rentals from Bike New York for people that don't have bikes?
You know what? Roosevelt Island is a kind of a new thing for us, and we're doing lots of experimentation. I mean, if we find that that's something that that community really wants and needs and is
We already did the
required.
study for you. They
Yeah.
already asked for it. We'll show you the results.
Because we will have, by the end of the summer, 2 bike fleets on the island, and so that's something we can definitely talk about and consider and think about the logistics of how that would actually work.
I want the education, this is a personal opinion of mine, and of course it's up to the board, but I would like the education portion to go first and have it really settled so everybody's, as many people want to be educated in how to ride a bike in an urban environment. You know, everybody thinks they know everything, but they don't, and it's better that, especially the children, get educated. They're going to the schools, so they'll get exposure to it, and then we can talk about, you know, the bike sharing and everything else, because and
There's
that's
seems
up to-
like there's a certain amount of controversy when people you talk to about what exactly are the helmet laws in the city.
Is there a helmet law?
kids do.
You don't, yeah, as an adult, you don't have to.
Yes, Judy.
Well, since I run the visitor center, and every single weekend people come in and say, I want to ride a bike, and the only thing I can say is, city bikes are awfully clumsy, you know, and
Right.
heavy. So go to Spokesman Cycles on 60th Street and pay $7 an hour and rent a bike. I mean, but people don't want to do that because they've already taken the tram, you know, and they
Right.
come back. But I have Spokesman Cycles business cards. But I'll be glad to put all your stuff in the kiosk because we get a lot of bikers. In fact, we get the bike map, the New York City bike maps.
Oh,
Janet
perfect.
Slovan, she's even biked out here. So I want you to bring all your materials and put them in the
Definitely.
kiosk because we get dozens of bikers.
Wait, where do you set up the kiosk?
It's permanently
Right by the
located
train.
by the
Right by
train.
the
train. Okay, okay,
Beautiful
okay.
little old building by the tram station.
Okay.
Not the steam plant, the other.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So let me, I'll speak to
Okay,
I thought
sure.
the steam plant plus that next real estate.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick comment. If you happen to go to Union Square, they have on the, I think it's maybe that's 15th Street side. It's where the Petco is and the Barnes and Noble. They have the street divided up for bicycling, walking, and vehicles, and they're clearly marked lanes.
Yeah.
So I mean, just for an
It's a lot
idea.
wider.
That'd be great, but
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have to be huge, but I mean, it gives you an idea of how it can
Yeah.
be done. That's all.
we only have the one road.
Right.
Yeah, well,
Main
I'm
Street
talking-
also-
talking, no, but
I
I'm
know, no,
talking
it
about
is-
the, specifically, not the streets out here, but for the promenade. Because it could actually be divided for people who are walking and people who are riding. It's possible, I mean, you'd have to
Yeah,
take
it's
a
But,
look.
you know,
Okay, just a thought.
yeah.
Yeah.
Still, there's no vehicular traffic there anyway. It's just a question of whether or not we want to separate the people walking from the kids and their bikes.
In Chicago, they had it by the lake, but
But you can walk
Wider.
beside, well,
This is not
okay.
no.
Almost as
It's
weird
warmer
as I
here.
got on that.